A film opens tomorrow, and it's just in time to remind us of how terribly, terribly wrong the office holiday party, or if you prefer the non-denominational mixer. My guest has advice on how to avoid making a spectacle of yourself at your party. I'm joined by employment law attorney Cheryl Pinarchick. How are you? Welcome.
I'm very well. Thank you for having me. Oh, I know. This is one of my favorite times of the year,
And it's not just holiday parties, too. There's summer outings. This is advice for all year long.
It is.
All right, go.
But clearly, this is the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and so, okay, advice for employees, advice for employers. What's the #1 cause of problems, right? It's alcohol.
Alcohol.
It's always alcohol.
So give them marijuana.
Right, instead,
No,
right?
no,
Well, it's
okay,
not the
don't do that.
15th yet, right? We can't do that yet. No, so the #1 thing you want to do, obviously, is try to limit the consumption of alcohol. I mean, people let their hair down. They start to say some things that are inappropriate. They may forget that they're married temporarily or have a significant other.
Or they may have a problem. That's, they may have an alcohol problem.
Right.
And having an open bar may just make it worse for them.
Absolutely. So what do you want to do? Drink tickets are always a good option. Maybe limit what you're serving. Shots are a no-no. You don't want to have shots. Beer and alcohol, maybe you want to limit to beer and wine instead of having, all kinds of alcohol. Hire a bartender. Hire somebody who knows how to pour a drink. Hire somebody who knows how to identify people who've had some issues. So that's always a great idea, is to hire the
What about
bartender.
just the headspace? I was taught very early that if you are at any work event, you are at work.
You are. You absolutely are at work. And, the trailer for the movie that's coming out, the Office Christmas Party, there's a great line in there that says, this woman stands up on the stage and she says, the decisions that you make tonight will haunt you for the rest of your professional life. It is so true. And so, you have to be really careful, particularly everybody's got a camera, everybody's got a phone, social media is out there. So if you're an employee, you have to remember that. If you're an employer, remind your employees, this is a work party. We expect you to be professional. We expect you to follow the rules. The rules still apply, even though it's a work party.
And of course, we're making a little light fun of it, but there are besides just your basic Facebook bad picture or insulting the boss's spouse, there's terrible things that can happen, crimes that can occur, drunk driving, accidents, sexual assaults, the whole name of it. Again, also coming back to the old alcohol.
It's a lot about the alcohol. So again, you want to take those precautions. You also want to make sure you've got transportation for your folks to and from your party. Make sure that they know it's available. Think about having your party on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Invite significant others, invite spouses. We call them, adult chaperones. People tend to behave a little bit differently when their significant others are there. You may want to ask your supervisors or your senior managers, maybe you don't want to drink tonight. Post somebody at the exit of the party to thank everyone for coming. That person also has a dual role, of course, to make sure that the folks who are leaving have the appropriate transportation.
All right, so here's a question. A former job that I had, I was always in charge of the drink tickets at the holiday parties or any party we had. And everybody got 2 drink tickets, and that was it.
Right.
But, I was just talking to you before the show. Was I ever liable for anything? I mean, if somebody
Were you?
Yeah.
You were not.
Okay.
But if you are an employer and you don't hire a bartender and you are serving the drinks, you could potentially be liable. So you want to make sure.
So the same rules apply if you overserve someone, and it's like there's a sort of deep pocket issue.
Absolutely.
Like, is it the employer? Is it the hotel that you're having, the bartender? All those things apply.
And one of the best ways to try to limit your liability is to hire a professional bartender. But the other thing you want to do if you're an employer, check your insurance policy, find out what you're covered for, and make sure people have rides home.
All right, now I know a lot of lawyers. What's the worst thing that's happened at your holiday party or a holiday party you've attended that was not criminal?
Trying to decide if I can talk about it on television.
Yeah, see, that's very smart.
I don't recommend renting hotel rooms for your guests after the party.
Okay, because that just...
There's a lot that can happen there, so why don't I leave it at that?
That's good. I like that. I like that. I also know that there are certain groups that are more boisterous than other groups, and you need to keep it like media people, police. That you need to have some control over maybe telling managers what you expect them to communicate to their employees?
Absolutely, and I recommend that all of their managers sit down, your supervisors sit down ahead of time and say, exactly what I said, which is, look, this is still a work party.
Yeah, so if you were at like a holiday party and you were new to the company and somebody, like as you were leaving, put a coat over your head and kidnapped you and took you to the after party, do I have a lawsuit against anyone?
You and I should talk later. I think maybe. I think you and I should have a conversation later. But beware the after party.
Beware the after party.
Beware the after party.
I was totally Ubering because I'm
smart thing to do.
Good. All right.
And say no to mistletoe.
Okay. Mistletoe and alcohol.
Mistletoe and alcohol.
All right. Thanks so much for coming in. That's great advice.
It was a lot of fun.